Looks like my internet is struggling. Oh, goody. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and check here something real quick. Yeah, that kind of sucks. All right. That's gonna be 2 uploads to YouTube, so sorry about that. Alright, so I need to stretch. Alright, so sorry about that. I've been having some technical difficulties, aka I think my internet dropped. I need to reboot my router. I haven't done that in a minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this. So on YouTube, it's gonna be 2 different uploads, right? I'm not gonna link them together. That's fine. So welcome back. We're just about to play the North Stars. We're still undefeated, and hopefully we can beat them. Go Whalers, go. Oh, first loss of the month. See, my internet crapped and my team crapped as well. Alright, so we lost 6-3 on the road in Minnesota for our first loss of February. Minnesota outshot us 38-33. Payne was the first out of the game. He had 3 goals. Bobby Smith was the second star with 2 assists, and Steve Casper was the third star with a goal and an assist. Minnesota scored twice in the first period, then Mark Messier scored from Darren Veitch. It was a 2-1 game for Minnesota at that point. We had a fight between Mario Marois and Jay Wells. Then in the second period, Mark Messier scored to tie the game from Rob Ramage and Wilf Payment, 2-2 here after 2. There was a fight between Mario Marois and Jay Wells, and then in the third period, there were a lot of goals scored, sadly mostly for Minnesota. They scored twice. Then Glenn Anderson scored from Rick Adwano and Anton Stachny. It was 4-3, but they added 2 more goals. 6-3 the final score. There was a fight between Craig Artsberg and Rob Ramage, and then that was that. Alright, so no one could stop Steve Payne. As we saw, he had a hat trick against us. Then Darren Veitch converts to left defense. Alright, sounds good. Alright, Bo Berglund is ready to go. Completely recovered. Trade proposal from the Edmonton Oilers. They are offering me Mike Toll for Jeff Brubaker. He's only a point away in a couple to be able to play in the NHL. Oh God, yeah. We're gonna say no. I'm gonna save the. I'm gonna save the contract slot instead. So we're gonna reject that, and we are going to delete. All right, and we have 3 games left here in February. Hopefully, I can get them done before my internet craps out again. There was no stopping Paul Woods. He had 3 goals and an assist against the Colorado Rockies. Mike Bossy extends his point streak to 15 games. He had 2 goals against the Blackhawks. There was a trade between Montreal and Toronto. Peter McNabb goes to the Leafs for Borje Salming. Whoa, what's going on here? That's a pretty big trade. Peter McNabb for Borje Salming. Borje Salming playing in Montreal. That doesn't feel right. I don't like it. And then the Leafs are offering us Jim Aldred for Ray Allison. We are going to say no to this. Right, Boston is in town. They are 25, 28, and 8. That's good for 7th in the conference. We are 3-3 against the Bruins this season. So hopefully that's gonna be a 4-3 record for us. Right, so Paul Harrison is going to be in net for Boston. John Garrett is going to be in net for the Waiters. And of course, go Waiters, go. And we lost 8-4, so 2 losses in a row. My internet, that's the culprit right there, my internet. Alright, so we were outshot 38-27 in that one. Middleton was the first star of the game. He had 2 goals and 2 assists. Napier was the second star with 2 goals and an assist. And Al Seckert was the third star with 2 goals and an assist. 9,281 people in attendance for this game. So Boston scored 4 goals in the first period. It was 4-0 Boston after 1. Then they made it 5-0. Then Wilf Payment scored from Darren Veitch and Chuck Lefley. Then Boston scored. Then Mark Missy scored from Peter Stastny and Jay Wells. And Boston scored again. It was 7-2 after 2. Then in the third period, Rick Aduano scored from Mark Missy and Bob Stevenson. Then Rick Aduano again from Anton Stastny and Jay Wells. It was 7-4 Boston at that point. They added 1 more goal, and it was a disgusting 8-4 loss. And Rick Aduano is hurt after scoring those goals in the third period, apparently. He's just day-to-day, so we should be good. A strong night for Wayne Gretzky. He had 3 goals and an assist against Buffalo. Suspension for New York's Bill Bennett. He is going to miss 6 games, so our former teammate here getting suspended. Craig McTavish's suspension is over, back in the lineup in Philadelphia. Trade between the Leafs and the Oilers. Jim Harrison for Mike Forbes. Definitely not a trade of the same magnitude that they made again with Montreal. And the Rangers are offering us Gilles Thibodeau for Jeff Brubaker. I don't think I'm gonna make that trade. I'm gonna say no. Alright, we have 2 days off and then we're gonna be in Washington to play against the Caps. Rick Vasco and Greg Vedic have been put on waivers. Eddie Johnston extends his goal streak to 5 games. He had a goal against the Nordiques. Mike Bussey extends his point streak to 16 games. He had a goal and an assist against Pittsburgh. Bernie Federico extends his point streak to 12 games. He had 2 assists against the Capitals. Casolato's suspension ends. He is back in the lineup. And there was a trade between the Islanders and the Oilers. Greg Vedic for Rick Vasco. Aren't they the 2 guys that have been put on waivers? I think they are. I'm getting too old for that shit. Right, Jim Harrison has been put on waivers by the Oilers. Chicago reported to be offering up Gary Bromley has been put on the block. What will Washington do with Greg Polish? Also been put on the block. Gary Unger on the block. And there's been a trade between the Oilers and the Nordiques. Bill Clement goes to Edmonton for a 5th round draft pick. Right, we are in Washington to play the Caps. Caps are 18-35-9. That's good for 9th in the conference. We are 1-1 against Washington this season. Let's beat them. And stop that little skid that we're on. We lost 8-3. What's going on? I'm the one winning games here. What's going on? We outshot them 33-26. Gustafsson was the first star of the game. He had a goal and 3 assists. Jarvis was the second star with 2 goals and an assist. And Guy Charon was the third star with a goal and an assist. Washington scored twice, then Paul Coffey scored his 20th from Matty Hagman and Anton Stastny. It was 2-1 Washington after 1. Then in the second period, Washington scored 3 goals. It was 5-1 after 2. There was a fight between Ryan Walter and Wolf Payment. And we scored 2 goals in the third period. Jay Wells from Darren Veitch and Anton Stastny. Then Wolf Payment from Ron Stackhouse and Peter Stastny. Then Washington scored 3 more goals. 8-3 the final score. That wasn't great. And Bo Berglund is hurt again, but it's yet again a day-to-day injury, so we should be fine. Whoa! There's a lot to unpack here. A night to remember for Phil Esposito. He had 3 goals and an assist against the Bruins. Tom Fergus extends his goal streak to 5 games. He had a goal against the Rangers. In that same game, Rick Middleton extends his goal streak to 5 games with a goal and an assist yet again in that same game. Strong night for Brad Park. Still in that same game, he had 4 assists. Holmgren is back from suspension. And Mike Bussey extends his point streak to 17 games with a goal and an assist against the Nordiques. Suspension for Pittsburgh's Russ Anderson. He's going to miss 1 game. Ooh, alright, so Johnny Wilson might be replaced as the coach of Pittsburgh. They are 13, 42, and 9. Bernie Federico extends his point streak to 13 games with a goal and an assist against the Wings. Alright, February scouting, don't really care. Larry Giroux has been put on the block by the Blues, sorry. Rumor has Vancouver moving Odd Leifson. Pittsburgh might be looking to move Chuck Arneson. Nilsson moved in trade between Rangers and North Stars. Ooh. So Tom McCarty goes to the Rangers for Ulf Nilsson. Interesting trade. Then the Rangers are offering us Gilles Thibodeau again for MF Sherman. Now that makes a little bit more sense, but I'm still going to reject it. And the trade deadline is nearing, which is probably why I'm getting more offers. And then the last game of the month is going to be against the Montreal Canadiens. Montreal is 49-9-5, ridiculous record. They are atop of the conference very comfortably. And we are 0-3-1 against Montreal this season. I'd like to win a game against them to show them, hey, if we face you in the playoffs, we're serious. Pat Regan is going to be in net for the Canadiens. Gilles Gilbert in net for us. Come on, Waiters, go, Waiters, go. And we lost 6-2. So we ended the month with 4 straight losses. So that's not good. 6-2 loss against Montreal. We outshot them 39-33. Pierre Mondoux was the first star of the game. He had a goal and 3 assists. Mike Murphy was the second star with a goal and an assist. And Pat Regan was the third star with 37 saves. 9,253 people in attendance for the game. Montreal scored 3 goals in the first period. They were up 3-0. Then Mark Messier and Mario Faubert fought, as well as Wolf Payment and Doug Jarvis. Then in the second period, Mark Messier scored from Wolf Payment and Rob Ramage. Then Paul Coffey scored short-handed from Anton Stastny and Glenn Anderson. It was 3-2 Montreal. They added 2 goals. It was 5-2. And then, of course, they added 1 more goal in the third period. And we lost 6-2. Oh, God. All right. Suspension over for Huber. He is back in the lineup. No further punishment for Kindrachuk. He will not be suspended. Johnny Wilson is gone as the Pittsburgh coach. He's been replaced by Phil Maloney. Anderson suspension ends, back in the lineup. Bernie Federico extends his point streak to 14 games with 2 assists against the Jets. I'm sorry, I'm kind of rushing here because I don't want for my internet to crap out before the end again. So I'm trying to get to the end here real quick. Good night for Joe Mullen. He had a hat trick against the Jets. Top selling Hartford jerseys: Mark Messier, Gordy Roberts, Rob Ramage, Wolf Payment, and John Garrett. Development report. I usually really like to look at that. I'm going to kind of need to hurry a little bit here. Alright, so Bo Berglund, Paul Coffey, Dave Poulin, Brent. Okay, that's good. Alright, Mike Vernon getting better. Yeah, that's good. We're going to need Mike Vernon. We are. Top selling NHL jerseys for February in the entire league. Wayne Gretzky is first, and for the first time ever, we have a Hartford Whaler number 19th. Well, 19th on the list is Mark Messier. Marcus Matson on the trade block here. Not gonna look for him. Garth McGuigan, Dave Dilich, headline Red Wings, North Stars swap. So Garth McGuigan's been traded for Dave Dilich and the rights to Ivan Joly. Very small trade. Right, and the players of the month were Pierre Mondoux and Billy Smith. Oh, Billy Smith, that's interesting. Right, so we end the month in the same spot that we started it, which is third in the conference. We have the Quebec Nordiques breathing down our necks, but yeah, we are doing good for the most part, although we are on a 4-game losing streak. Couple day-to-day injuries, nothing to be too worried about over there. I'm going to take a look real quick at everybody else. Pittsburgh's still the worst team in the league, so I like that. I have their first round draft pick, right? So that's good. All right, we're going to look at our stats really quickly. Oh, Wilf Payment almost 100 points already. He has 94 points in 60 games. Stashny 78 in 61. Anton Stashny 62 in 57. Paul Coffey 62 in 60. So we are doing fairly good as far as scoring goes. But I notice even when we win, we allow a lot of goals. So maybe goaltending and maybe a little bit more defense would be good for us. And then in the entire league, the best goal scorer is Mike Bossy with 57 goals. Best passer is Wayne Gretzky with 73 assists. And the best scorer is Bossy with 121 points. And Wilf Payment dropped to 8 with 94 points. So he's been slowing down slightly. He also got an injury, so that probably didn't help. And Dave Poulin still first in shorthanded goals with 5. Alright folks, I'm gonna go ahead and save this now. If you're watching that on YouTube, sorry for the 2 different videos, my internet dropped. But yeah, next time out we have the trade deadline. I don't know that I'm going to make a trade. I like my team like that, but we'll see. Maybe I'm gonna try to pull something here. So that's it for ARG here today. So you take care. You show back whenever you want, whenever you feel like it. And until next time, see ya.